Okay, I just want to say I don't hate the Teen Titans Go, nor do I have deep regards for it. It's just a show I watch when I can't think of anything else to put on. There's a decent amount of good episodes, and there's a decent amount of bad episodes, and there's a great amount of mediocre whatever episodes.
Wonder Twin powers activate! Shayla, kangaroo! Forma, receptionist!
Keep in mind, this is from only what I've seen. I don't keep up with the show religiously. I do know a major problem regarding the show is that it airs way too much on Cartoon Network. But I don't watch cable, so it doesn't really affect me. A problem I do have with the show is that it has way too many self-aware meta-jokes comparing themselves to the original. There's a whole episode where they do it metaphorically, and then there's another episode where they're just blatant with it, and they keep doing it throughout the show, and it kind of gets tiring after a while. So when the trailer did the same thing and showed a fart joke directly afterwards, that just made me facepalm and just said, like, it's gonna be bad. Thankfully, I was wrong, and the movie turned out to be pretty good. Just like the show, it does a lot of self-aware jokes, but this time they're making a commentary on superhero movies, which has already been done before this movie, but they put their own spin on it by making it the main focus of the plot. Where every hero in the DC universe is getting a movie, except for the Teen Titans because no one takes them seriously. So they sell off to Hollywood and do whatever they can to get a movie made about them. It's also worth noting that this is the first appearance of Slade in Teen Titans Go form, which is something I've been looking forward to ever since that episode that lied about his appearance. That was not cool, by the way. Surprisingly, this incarnation of him is really funny, and he's a really fun character every time he's on screen. Speaking of that, the Teen Titans themselves are really fun characters in this movie. They actually stay consistently likable throughout the movie, as to where in the show there's some episodes where they're enjoyable to watch, and then there's some episodes where they're just unlikable jerks. I can also say that none of the jokes for me are facepalm worthy. There was a poop and a fart joke I didn't like the first time I saw the movie, but after I saw the movie a second time, which yes, I did go to a second showing of this movie, they've grown on me because they fit the context of the scene. And believe it or not, they actually add to the plot. But all the jokes are really good. I laughed out loud a couple of times during this movie, and even the jokes that didn't make me burst into laughter, I still found funny, and add to my overall enjoyment of the movie. But something I can say I really enjoyed is the songs. Every musical number in this movie is just gold and super catchy. After I saw the movie the first time, I've been listening to the opening rap for hour-long loops. And then they do a remix of that same song later in the movie, and it's just I like all the different animation styles and references. I was surprised how many Marvel references they made throughout this movie, to the point where they had an actual Stan Lee cameo. An interesting thing about this movie is that it starts with an opening short called The Late Babsy. It's a cute little animated short about Batgirl trying to catch up with her other superhero friends to fight a villain. But the thing about it, it's a remake of a DC Nation short called Super Best Friends. And I'm not talking similarities, it's a beat-for-beat complete remake of the short. I just found it weird that they felt the need to reanimate an entire short, but it's a nice and quick little extra film. All in all, this is a really good movie. Nothing amazing, because personally I like the Lego Batman movie better, which does a lot of similar things this movie does, but nonetheless, this is the best thing to come out of the Teen Titans Go series. But caution, if you hate Teen Titans Go, then you most likely won't like this movie, because it does all the things a TV movie is supposed to do, which is take all the good traits to the show and crank it up to the max for about an hour and a half. But it does nothing more than that, and it doesn't do much that the show wouldn't do. It feels like a TV special brought to the theater. But I like the show enough to get my enjoyment out of this, so it's still a great experience. Okay people, we're going to Spoiler Town, so if you're trying to see this movie, get out of my room now. Okay, so the credits of the movie have this stinger, where the original 2003 Teen Titans are trying to get a signal, and it seems like they're trying to tell the audience they're still here. I'm so glad I saw this movie day one, because the internet blew up about this, and this was a really good stinger. It caught me off guard, and it kind of gave me the chills on how dramatic it was coming from a movie like this. I'm surprised we only get a reference to the original show this late in the movie, because I assumed it would change the original show's animation style as a joke, or the actual Titans themselves would actually make an appearance somewhere in the film. It's what I thought that Comic-Con art was leading up to after the movie was announced. But it's pretty much a confirmation that either a crossover with the original Titans or Season 6 is coming. The stinger wasn't clear. I don't think an official statement has been made at the time of this recording. But it's pretty cool to see them again, and hopefully it's written well because the Titans' name hasn't been handled with care lately. But I'm just speculating.
So, the moral of the story is, forget boys. Get paid!